All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about imposter syndrome. So if you're anybody like me who really has big dreams and wants to go do amazing things that maybe haven't been done yet, or things that haven't been done in a specific way before, you may be battling with imposter syndrome. If you're doing something for the first time, if you are, like I said, doing something totally differently than it's normally done, it is going to feel very new. It's going to bring up lots of feelings of insecurity and anxiety around knowing what you're doing, around how others are perceiving you, around self-validation, around validation from the external. And so imposter syndrome is just the nasty little gremlin that tells us that we're not good enough, we don't know enough, we're not ready enough, and that we are not in a position to be leaders or to have the things that we really deeply desire. And I'm here to tell you that imposter syndrome is just fake belief systems. It is something that comes from our childhood. It could come from parents that maybe didn't think that we were capable of doing things, or from caregivers who believe that. It can be from getting messages from the world that we're not supposed to be doing things for ourselves, that we shouldn't be claiming our power or our abundance or our missions. And all of these messages that we receive become internalized, and then they become the imposter syndrome when we are faced with doing things for the first time, or trying things differently, and facing failure or potential making mistakes or things like that, and just generally being a human learning something new or doing something different. And so I want to just remind you guys, the fastest way to beat imposter syndrome is by recognizing when it's showing up, acknowledging that you might be doing something for the first time or in a way that other people haven't done it before. And so there might be some mistakes that happen, and that's okay. It's part of the process. And then reminding yourself of all of the amazing things that you've already done in your life. You have survived 100% of your bad days up until now. You have figured out hard things before. You've made things work. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's also, you learn so much from those experiences that it fuels the next iteration of whatever it is that you're going to do. So in that sense, there is no real failure. There really aren't mistakes. There are just life lessons and learning lessons that we can use to better ourselves and make ourselves the experts that we really want to be. So also remember, imposter syndrome can come from maybe not knowing enough and not feeling really secure in your knowledge about what it is that you're doing, whether you're a coach or a service provider of some kind, a healer. That's okay. You can still get started and fill in those gaps with courses here and there, or books, or webinars, or whatever it is that you need to do to learn the things that you feel you need to learn. You can totally learn them as you're doing the thing you want to do. So it's okay. You're never going to be in a position where you feel 100% secure to dive into anything with your business. Let's say if you're an entrepreneur, you're never going to feel 100% secure diving into something that's brand new. And so it's okay. It's totally okay to be a first-time coach. It's totally okay to be a first-time healer. It's totally okay to be a first-time business owner and entrepreneur, and that everything that you're going to learn is going to fuel your success. So don't let imposter syndrome get in the way. Don't believe the thoughts that pop into your head that tell you that you're not ready, or you can't do it, or you don't deserve it, because none of that comes from your soul's voice. That does not belong to your soul. That doesn't belong to your highest self. And that doesn't belong to the voice that's going to push you forward in your mission and your purpose. So tune that voice out, remind yourself of all the amazing things you've done before, and maybe end with a few loving mantras or affirmations. I'm a badass motherfucker and I can do whatever I set my mind to. And so maybe something like, I'm a human being and it's totally okay if I make a mistake. It's all part of the great experiment of learning. I am still lovable and capable and worthy, even if I'm imperfect, even if I don't know everything, and that I am still just as capable, even if I'm not perfect. So I don't know what that looks like for you. Make a mantra or affirmation that really speaks to where you are right now, specifically in terms of dealing with your imposter syndrome. But just remember, it's a little gremlin that comes in and likes to bother us, but it's not based in fact, and that you actually are already perfectly capable and worthy and ready to do whatever it is that you want to do. So don't let imposter syndrome hold you back. Lead with self-love and compassion, and remember that life is a learning lesson and it's okay to make mistakes.